Good day, good day, good day. And welcome back. I'm Peter. For those of you that are new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe. Tap the notification bell so you can know when I'm uploading to the channel. So, I know y'all see a lot of the stuff that's happening around us. Innovative technology, artificial technology, unidentified objects that's been out. Discoverings of lost lands like the Atlantic and rainforests and things like that. Lost pyramids. There's so many things that are happening. Different species of animals just showing up. Animals taking on different types of behaviors. Womb fertility, artificial womb facilities in Europe, multiple deaths in Europe due to heat exhaustion and heat strokes and things like that. There's just so much stuff going on. Digital currency about to take over the world. The digital dollar, US dollar no longer being good. Stocks crashing because the US dollar is of no value. You know, all kinds of things that are happening. And then here you are with irritability, difficulty staying grounded, self-isolation, little to no interest to do things, skeptical of eating the food because the food might got something in it. You know, all these things that you are up against, and now you're trying to maintain a frequency that would allow you to coexist in this paradigm, in this reality. And you're feeling like, dang, that my spiritual journey ruined my life. Well, the answer is no. No, your spiritual journey didn't ruin your life. Now that you have a new sense of awareness, it don't matter if you believe that you are overly aware or have a little awareness, because I'm going to tell you something. No one is like the master of all knowledge, the container of all knowledge. There are some people that could regurgitate knowledge better than others as they take it in. You know, there are some people that can communicate very well. There are others that have stronger sense of feel and stronger sense of taste and things like that. So everybody has their own unique gift when it comes to how they give back to the collective consciousness by way of the expression of downloads. And so, no, your spirituality didn't ruin your life. You're going through all of these different emotions and different sensations and feeling like you're experiencing maybe depression or anxiety, social anxiety, or feeling like you just don't want to be around people. You're going through a lot of this different stuff because you're trying to align with the frequency and the energy that you're up against now. Is a lot more intense. And even for those who have been able to tap into different levels of consciousness, it's taking you and your body a while to get adjusted to that. Once you have your awakening, and once you get on your once you start trying to vibrate at that frequency, or trying to align with that frequency and be more interconnected with it, it gets difficult because your body has to go through this transition period. You know, I remember once before we called that the acclimation period, but it's transitioning, and it's going through this cellular transformation, and it's kind of, it's difficult for your body to get regulated to it and get used to it. Think about like when you don't eat a certain food for a long time and you try to eat that food again. Your body just goes through this. Your body starts trying to filter that stuff out as fast as it can, and so sometimes you might get sick, sometimes you might have diarrhea, things like that, but your body is trying to get through that stuff as fast as it can, but the body can only go as fast as the body can go. And how fast the body can go depends on how well you have been upkeeping the body, okay? And so it feels like different types of mental illnesses and psychoses and things like that, or irritability, all of these different types of emotions. Because of that, it's hard to balance it, and so you're having to now go into more grounding techniques and things like that, for those of you that are the earth element and not zodiac sign element. I'm talking about your number, your number that you was born into. You may need to walk outside barefoot. Some of you might be of the water element and need to go partake in water. Others of you may be of the fire element and may need to get your adrenaline up, may need to do something to get your adrenaline up. And others of you may be of the air element that requires you to do something involving puzzles and things like that to help your brain kind of settle into this stuff. But you also are no longer have a vested interest in the things that were of that energy. So you may not be interested in watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta or whatever the case may be, or watching hanging out at the bars or hanging out at the clubs or having a lot of people around because of you're no longer interested because you're more aligned with the things that are in that frequency, So when you evolve to that different level, the things of that level is what you are attracted to and what attracts you, or what attracts to you. So there's nothing wrong with it, man. Like something you see, like you done lost a lot of your friends, like family just tripping on you because they thinking that you on some other stuff and you ain't even on nothing. You just trying to get it together, but that's because it is. And these are the things on the spiritual journey that people don't share with you, man. People don't share that there's gonna be times that you're gonna have to take hiatuses. There's gonna be times when you're not gonna feel completely okay, and that's okay. There's gonna be times where you're gonna need to be to yourself. There's gonna be times where you're gonna need to just sit and fully immerse yourself in your craft, man. And some of you are in those times. Some of you are in those evolutionary times. Some of you are in those stages of growth, in the stages of your development where that is required. You can't keep moving the same way if you're of a different way, That's what the old folks used to say because I grew up with a very Christian / Baptist background. And they used to always say, you got one foot in the church and one foot out. And so what they was trying to say is you got one foot in your old life and one foot in your new life. And you haven't, and they playing tug of war with you. You like, And so that's what's happening with you right now. You got one foot in your old life and your old beliefs, and you got another foot in your new beliefs and your new life. And you playing tug of war because you don't want to offend anything of your old life, but you got to do what's best for your new life. You got to move forward no matter how scared you are, no matter how lonely the journey has become. I can tell you right now, I got about 4 people that I can talk to. And they understand like my process. And that's why I could talk to those 4 people whenever I feel like I can. And so that's how some of you all are like went from large friends groups to little friend groups, But that's what's happening. So consult your guides and your ancestors with assistance on techniques of how to ground, or what's the best grounding technique for you. And I'm gonna tell you something. Your guides and your ancestors say that some of y'all are going the easy route when it comes to your spiritual practice. There's nothing wrong with doing the same routine and the same ritual when it comes to them. But there is something wrong with doing the same healing modality for yourself, because it's not going to work forever. As you evolve, you will require more different spectrums of healing. So if you are someone that meditation is good and you could do 15 meditation and you're grounded, there are going to be times where you're going to have to do 30. If you're someone that only meditates and you haven't reached out to do any other forms of healing, you have to. Because you might be just too far in the clouds and you need to come back to you need to come back and visit your physical body from time to time. Because it cannot coexist. It cannot exist in this reality without you and your spirit, okay? So you have to come back and check in with this body from time to time. And the delusion of none of this other stuff matters is something that they are urging you to get away from, because it does matter. You don't have to involve yourself in it to evolve yourself in it. You get what I'm saying? So you can evolve in something without involving yourself in it. But you have to pay attention to some of the things that are happening around you so you can understand the energies that you are up against and what is coming next to best prepare yourself for it. But no, you didn't ruin your spiritual life. Your spirituality didn't ruin your life. Your calling didn't ruin your life. It's making you better. There's no growth in the comfort zone, that you won't evolve unless you changes, unless you change. So change is necessary for the evolution, But yeah, it didn't ruin your life. It's just making you better at this life, And think about it, some of y'all already at the halfway mark, Some of y'all already at that mark where you closer to the end than you are to the beginning, Because the reality is people ain't living to 100 no more. So middle age is like 35, 40. So you got to do all the things that you got to do now to prepare yourself for even that transition and that evolution, because that's going to be the biggest one. And that's going to be the one that matters the most. All right? But you can have your sanctuary on earth and enjoy it in the afterlife too. All right? But I want to come on here and just tell y'all that your spirituality didn't ruin your life. It's just forcing you to grow in ways that you're not used to, and it's uncomfortable. And that's what happens, That's what happens, man. It's like when you first start any type of journey, any type of diet. Man, the first 3 days are so hard. Especially when you're trying to detox from all of that old stuff. It is so hard, but you gotta do what's best for you in that moment, You gotta live it out. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this message, and I will holler at y'all.